Back from the break, and I'm talking about innies and outies, reverse two feels. I'll go over it again. What happens is you've got a two feel in jazz, like bum, 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 da bum, ba dum, ba dum, bum, ba dum, dum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Have you turned off yet? Sorry about that. I got to be carried away with a bit of Elvis or something there, and you go, I'm back on it. Whatever it is, and that's a two feel, right? You can hear it with the double bass. When you turn it around and you go hat, bass, hat, bass, hat, bass, hat, bass, that's a different thing. So you get, once again, and I've put in a few doubles. Something like that. Anyway, so what goes on is that's as a beat. If I took out the hi-hat and just went... I'm sort of emoting the meters there. Zigaboo Modelist from Sissy Strut fame for all you VCEs out there. Is it not a required piece or one of the list pieces for year 12? All that sort of stuff. So I'm not playing it, I'm just sort of saying I'm emoting the funky groove. Off the beat. And that's coming back to full circle. That bit from Bonham. So what I'm trying to do with this little episode here, as well as a bit of guitar and everything that I'm going to put in between, is try and mention as many people as I can for this particular episode. Because let's face it, there's a sea of YouTube out there. There's a sea of Facebook, all this sort of stuff. So you can get this stuff everywhere, but it's like the ocean, you know, vast. So if I can, you know, so all I can do with my little humble little show here is basically point you to all these people, name names, history. It's very important to know a John Bonham in rock, to know a Zigaboo Modelist. Geez, I'd love that. What a fantastic name, you know, that kind of thing. And all of this, and what they've given us in music. I mean, I'm a constant source of wonder. So I might have been teaching for a few decades, you know, now, 40 years. And I've had the show for 2 decades now, well over, and all that. But I feel still like a kid when I'm talking about these people. I have lessons that end up, oh man, what happened? It was supposed to be a half-hour lesson. It's an hour, you know, sort of. And then he did this, and then Bonham did that, and have a listen to this. You know, I'm just in wonder of it. So if I can pass any of that enthusiasm on, I suppose it's a little bit of a success, you know, that kind of thing. So what I want to do is carry on with this sort of reverse two feel and how it works for people like John Bonham and all these sort of people here. So if I keep this hi-hat going, now what goes on, the simplest way to actually play it is to have your left foot going with your right hand. Everything else. And then the lick of the century. And there you have it. Now, there's a couple of variations. If you actually straddle your hi-hat and with your double kick, if you've got a double kick pedal, that's my left shoe and hi-hat. And then I put my right foot in. So it's a double bass with the left foot start, but with the hi-hat there. You can actually do the lick of the century with a cymbal. See what I mean? Can you hear that? Now, oh, Black Betty, Bam a Lamb. Okay, that was by Ram Jam. Okay, and back in the 70s, and we know it probably as best because of our Australia's own Spiderbait doing a version of it. But the original Ram Jam had this wonderful lick that came up. So it'd be like, oh, Black Betty, the rest of it. And then there was this sort of... And then... And I remember listening to it on Countdown when I was, 16 or 17. And I went, wow! And what that is that. You get your left foot on the either the left side bass drum back in the day, or if you've got a double kick, you put it on your left boot. Bring in your right foot in between. Notice there's a certain kind of swing in that. Another guy, Steve Smith, very famous drummer for Journey and Vital Information. He talks about things with the left-hand start because it gives it a little bit of a swing, and he's right, it does. Hence the Bonham's secret weapon of the hi-hat all the time. You can hear it from the very first track on the very first album of Led Zeppelin 1, Good Times, Bad Times. You hear the hi-hat chigging away. That's a clue, sort of, do it, there you go. But if you put that over to the bass drum, there it is there, put in the other bass drum, or the other foot. There's that lilt to it. It's a nice little lick to put in, and it keeps the beat going too. And there you go. A little bit more after the break, eh? Here you are.